everybody tonight? Great to have you here. I'm Chris Montrose from Community Relations and Urban Marketing here at Aetna. Glad to welcome you here. It's a beautiful facility. And what a special night it is. It's interesting when these type of things come to Aetna and we think about the young people that are involved in these activities. It's like these are the real kids of Hartford, right? What you read in the paper, isn't the actual truth. It's kids that care, kids that are smart, kids that really understand the world and find excellent ways to express themselves. It's really fascinating to be able to experience, maybe it shouldn't be a TV show, right? Real kids of Hartford, I think that would be great. And, and honestly, I do feel like I have a little bit of a sense of it. I've been a tutor for Connecticut's a nonprofit organization right over here in Asylum Hill for almost 20 years now. So I've been able to meet a wide range. I was on the board too for a bit, a wide range of these fantastic young people. We tutor sixth graders here, and I've had, like I said, about 20 sixth graders. And it's an amazing thing to know how great these kids are and how every little bit helps. So all you involved in supporting these young people, much kudos to you. I also love it to see when I see a whole bunch of different sort of logos with educational organizations all together, combined with the power of a wide range of corporate organizations and others that aren't listed. So Aetna's proud to host this celebration tonight to recognize the young people for all that they've done and hopefully send them into the future in ways that will impact the world even more. So congratulations to all the winners. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to bring up to you here tonight, of course, the Honorable Mayor Segura, or Mayor of Hartford.
Thank you so much. My job every so often gets a little bit stressful, and it is moments like these that I really get re-energized. I'm able to really appreciate the reason why I do what I do, and that is that in everything that I do, I have the youth and the future of the city very well in mind. So I want to take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you. Congratulate your parents, your families, and everyone that has helped in taking you through this journey. I know that for many of you, the journey has not been easy. I know that many of you have had to deal with incredible challenges to get to where you are today. But I can tell you this, as someone who earlier on in my youth faced a lot of the same challenges, it only makes it that much worth the while. These experiences that you have had, these challenges that you have had, these barriers that you have had to overcome, really is what gives you an inner strength that will be with you for the rest of your lives. When I came to Hartford, just to tell you a little bit about my own story, I came to Hartford at age 15. I didn't know anyone here. I came in a bus with about $140, $150 in my pocket. No family, no friends, no one that I can just sort of slide into and say I have a place to stay. But very shortly thereafter, I just continued to meet the challenges. I know that we have someone here that's going to Manchester Community College. That's where I started. My first 6 months, 6 credits were there. I took an EMT class, and then I continued on at Catholic Community and eventually graduated from the University of Hartford, and eventually got 2 graduate degrees from UConn. So you're headed down the right path, and you're headed towards that path with having gone through these incredible experiences that really make you who you are today. The good thing is that after you sweat the sweat, after you do all of the things that you do to succeed, when you have victory and when you have good things happen to you in your life, such as getting that paycheck or having that vacation that you wanted to take, it really feels a lot better than those people who have had the privilege or the good fortune of having experienced that very early in life. So everything seems to be, after those bittersweet moments, everything starts to get a lot sweeter. So I want to give you my encouragement that these experiences will really make you a much stronger person. Also, I want to congratulate you on something that I was not able to do early on, and that is an ability to express yourself through the written word, through an essay, through that piece of paper that serves as a canvas that you can imprint all of your thoughts and all of your aspirations. And it's a good way by which you can confide and sort of put on paper what you want, what you're feeling. And I wasn't able to do that, unfortunately. Before I came to Hartford at age 15, I didn't have the best education in New York City, so I wasn't able to have the good fortune that you have to be able to express yourself in the written word the way that you have. So I want to congratulate you with that, because we have to communicate through the written word, through our speaking, because the world that we want to make, that we want to build in the future for all of us, which I think is a good world that we want to build, has to be built with the good use of your speech and the word. One of the first persons that I met in Hartford was Dr. Maria Angelica Vitor. She was a professor at Capital Community College, and she gave me a dictionary, which I still keep, and it says, "To Pedro, may this book be of guidance to you in your school pursuits, because the world that we want to build will be one with the power of the word and not the power of the sword." So I leave you with that message. Y para las familias hispanas que están aquí, felicito a los estudiantes, y sé que ellos han pasado por mucho para llegar donde están, una serie de experiencias, pero como dice el refrán, no hay mal que por bien no venga, no hay mal que dure 100 años, ni cuerpo que lo resista. So congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to having you come back from college. We're trying to build some new housing in this city. We're trying to bring some entertainment venues. We were losing a lot of young people not coming back to Hartford once they finish college. We want to change that. We want to have a lot of good entertainment, a lot of good theater, a lot of good venues for you to return, a lot of good housing, so that you have options. If you want to live downtown and have an apartment and work hopefully here or other places, that you have a good city in which to do that. Congratulations, much success and much luck. And if you need anything, I'm a phone call away. Thank you.
The Hartford Consortium for Higher Education has for many years sponsored a college access and transition to college program called Career Beginnings, which works with Hartford area youth to help facilitate the college process and transitions to college. And in the process of doing what we do every year, we come across numerous college essays that we review for the students. And it has, for many years, impressed us how many stories of resilience and persistence we see in the face of long odds. And so what you're going to hear tonight is representative, not exception. If you understand that, representative of what the youth in Hartford face and how aspirational they are. These are exceptional young men and women, don't get me wrong. But we hear similar stories all the time of triumph in the face of steep obstacle. And so our mission has been to make these stories more widely heard by a more general audience. Some of you know this very well. Others of you, we want you to hear it more, so that when you leave here, you can think of Hartford as aspirational, as striving, that we need to give perhaps a helping hand, but we are facilitating excellence here. And so that is what the Voices of Hartford Success essay contest is about. We decided to convene a task force to have this essay contest. We invited the students who attend Hartford Public Schools to submit their college essays. It was easy for them to do. So now, without further ado, the reason why we're here, we're going to invite the students up to read their essays. I have the copies here if you don't, so that's fine. So the first The first essay we're going to hear from is Akeem Brown, who again attends the Academy of Engineering and Green Technology. Akeem?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Akeem Brown. I'm a student at the Academy of Engineering and Green Technology at Hartford High School. This is my college essay. Only 6 short years ago, I was living in Jamaica and could not care less about school, good grades, or attendance. Though I was always a respectful student, I disliked school with a passion and could not be bothered. Of course, my grades were horrible, except for gym and agriculture, which I loved. Math made me anxious. It would always make my heart race. When it was time for math, I always tried the most possible thing to avoid class. I would play sick, fake headaches, and double over with pretend stomach aches. Usually my antics went unheard and were completely unsuccessful. As my older sister who raised me while my mother was here in the United States would see through my rules and send me to school anyway. Once there, I would often try to skip classes or stall classes, as they say in Jamaica. A year before I moved to the United States, I decided that when I got here, I would change, and I did. My sophomore year at the Academy of Engineering, I followed all the rules. I tucked my shirt in. I make sure that my belt is buckled. I arrived at all my classes on time. I participated. I paid attention. I raised my hand and asked questions, something I've never done before. And surprisingly, I started to enjoy school. I realized that I was learning in spite of my past, and I had become the student that everyone wanted me to become, and the student that I wanted to become. I had become the student that teachers liked having in classes, and the student who received high honors every semester. To my amaze, my newfound vision for myself was become clearer when I heard about the UConn Upward Bound program. This 6-week program prepared me for the following academic year and also for college. It gave me the opportunity to live on campus, which was exciting and scary at the same time. I had only lived in the United States for 11 months before I made the decision to attend the summer program and live away from home. I couldn't let the opportunity pass me by because, like I said before, I wasn't the most excited person about school. The program helped me realize that I was underestimating myself, so much so that I decided to repeat the program my sophomore year. That same year, I was selected by my principal to be the representative for the sophomore class at the National Academy Foundation Gala, where I created a go-kart wheel on Autodesk Inventor, so engineering project. Once again, I felt excited and nervous at the same time. I can still recall my hands shaking a little bit like that. I can still recall my hands shaking. I was on the bus ride, wondering how I'm going to present this project. I couldn't believe the A student that I had become. Where not so long ago, I was struggling to get C's. My junior year, I was selected to work on the Nepal project, and I chose to do that instead of the Upward Bound program that year. Through the Nepal project, we built a hybrid wind and solar system, which provided electricity for a school in Nepal. The program gave me the opportunity to give back to people who experienced the same experience I had in Jamaica when I didn't have electricity and doing the little homework I did with candle lights. While I had to miss the last week of the Nepal project, I was at UTC, United Technologies Company, for an internship. But still, I was proud to be selected as a part of a team to create this a system that provided electricity for the school, which is 19,000 feet above sea level. And now it's my last year in high school, and I want to study mechanical engineering. My newfound math skills and science skills, I like using them now to solve problems, so it's kind of the main reason why I want to hop into mechanical engineering. And also for the reason that as a kid growing up, I always liked working with my hands. I'm grateful for my American opportunities, and my journey is still in progress. My main commitment right now is to continue working hard and learn from every experience that comes my way and take advantage of every opportunity and just enjoy my journey. Thank you.
Our next essay reader is Jose Angel Ortiz.
Hello everyone. My name is Jose Ortiz. I attend the University High School of Science Engineering. I will be attending UConn in the fall and studying communications. All right. Indeed, I remember it well. I was in English class in junior year of high school when that singular moment occurred. It is cliche to say it changed my life. However, I will say I gained a new perspective. During this time, we read Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. Simply, one seagull and a flock named Jonathan Livingston Seagull experiences many trials and tribulations to realize his true potential to reach limitless flight. I can testify to the impact those 127 pages had on me. Needless to say, I flew to a higher state of mind, gaining profound sight. I've always worn glasses, but my vision had never seemed so perfect. From the time I was a boy in the south end of Hartford, I have experienced things that do nothing for the development of good character. My neighborhood provided me enough danger to influence my choices in life. I need not list my grievances, only the effects they had. I wanted to be a thug. I despised the path of education because many people, including many of my family members, were neglected and mistreated for not achieving much academically. I felt pressure to conform to my peers. My greatest guilt was that I excelled at school when my equals did not. Yet, finishing high school and going to college were my biggest dreams as a kid because I didn't see myself getting much further. Every day was a challenge for me. I didn't feel like going to school. I just liked doing work. And I frequently disrupted my classes. I left my friends in elementary school because in 5th grade, I reached an 8th grade reading level, the highest my school could offer. I didn't understand why I had to leave. I felt alienated, an outsider, alone. I didn't belong. I think that feeling will forever stay with me. I realize now that I was holding myself back. But since last year, Jonathan Livingston Seagull has given me a new purpose. I'm no longer afraid to fly higher than the people around me, because my true potential lies above the ground and above negative influences. I've learned that I must become all that I wish to be, become the embodiment of everything I hold to be self-evident, then go back and teach my people that there is hope for a better tomorrow. The change starts inside. I realize now that for my family and my friends, my success is contingent upon this very principle, to offer all of us a steady wing to fly on. Not everyone will understand my message, but that is why it's important to be able to sacrifice for a greater cause. To put this in perspective, the most profound changes in our society throughout history have been from those who were nonconformists. They resisted the threat of losing everything to teach us everything we didn't know. We know some of them as Jesus, Moses, Socrates, Charles Darwin, Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King Jr., and Steve Jobs. I have changed my consciousness to reflect this by becoming more open-minded and accepting to different ways of understanding. I found it was necessary to fully engage in the global metropolis of ideas flowing through our society. Only then can I truly understand, while also realizing how much I don't yet know. I'm a very different person than I was 5 years ago. and I'm sure I'll experience even more growth in the next 5 years to come. However, as I progress through life, I take with me the important reminder of continually trying to become a better person, gaining greater insight, and perfecting that which I truly love. Daunting as the task ahead may seem, I neither fear nor resist it anymore. In fact, I go on with hope because I believe in the goodness of mankind. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next essay reader is Clara Ramirez. Clara?
Hello, my name is Clara Ramirez. I'm from Buckley High School, and I will be attending UConn this fall. Well, this is my essay. Tomorrow is a day. After a week of packing, tomorrow is the day we are going to take that trip that will change our life. Someone would say that I was going to miss my country, but all I can think about is America. I am looking for a better life, wanting to get a better education. I know that America can provide me with that opportunity. 8 months later, I found myself walking to Buckley High School on my first ever class. I was feeling glad because I was officially a student enrolled in a school in the United States. At Buckley, I made my books, my desk, my pencils, my teachers, the staff, everything and everyone part of me. Buckley was my first home. If I had the opportunity to stay at a school all day, I would be glad to do that. Looking at my mom working hard morning and night with the only purpose to give me a proverbial life is enough for me to continue on my way looking for a better life. I promised myself that I would be one of the top students in the school. Now, my hobby is extra time at school. My favorite music is listening to my teachers explaining the material. My favorite food is a big plate of support from my teachers mixed with my effort and hard work. And my dessert is a pride that my mom has for me. All my days at Buckley have made me stronger to overcome the obstacles in my life. Trying to gain space from all the problems that moving to a new country can cause in the life of an immigrant student, I take refuge in my school. Looking around me, finding that there are people who really care about the education of their students makes me feel at home. I have always been a student with good grades, but at Buckley, I can be more than the students with A's. I really found a family here. It is difficult to find words that would explain what I just have to say is that I feel at home. I wake up every day ready to face the world, but not everything is happiness. The little dessert of pride that my mom could have for me was not enough to survive all day. But for me, that dessert was my motivation to continue walking to my goals. That was the motto that pushed me to get what I have now. I have to have the courage to play this game. Those transitions from one school to another, one language to another have been difficult. I thought that I could never eat this big meal, but I did. English became my favorite language, but I would never forget my Spanish. English now is a new way that I found to express myself, and it allows me to meet new people. A few days ago, I received a package that changed my life completely. That was the letter that I thought that I would never receive. My eyes couldn't believe what they were seeing. Nobody could erase the smile that was on my face for almost a week. I was accepted to the first choice university that I want to attend. However, that great news was brought down when I realized that the financial situation that my family was in would not allow me to attend the university. Every night when I went to sleep, I told myself that I could handle it. I did. Fortunately, I found a job and my mom found another job also. I'm helping her to support my family, but this is just the beginning. I know that after studying at the university, I will have better opportunities. I am a lucky girl. Around me, I only find awesome people that help me a lot to handle this first year in this new land. Waiting to get that diploma that is going to be my ticket to ride the train of my dreams, I will be the first generation of my family pursuing higher education. I will continue to be a good model for my little sister. And I will continue to be the pride of my mom. Last but not least, I will be the happiest person in the world. Thank you.
Our next essay reader is Venetia Thaxton.
Growing up, I was the kid that cried when I was sick and I had to miss a day of school. I enjoyed and valued education, even at a young age. I loved being the teacher's assistant, and I enjoyed being grade levels ahead of my peers. At second grade, my greatest achievements were being on a sixth grade reading level and winning a statewide science fair. Even during summer vacations, I would pick a topic that interested me, and I would research it. I even make my brothers and sisters write essays. They didn't like it, I didn't care, even if I would have to do it. My mom is a single parent of 7, and I'm the oldest. It was my job to keep everything stable when my mom wasn't around. She worked around the clock trying to support all of us. It was my job to help with homework, and it was also my job to explain things that children don't really understand, like why mommy is always tired, and that sometimes daddies don't always show up for father-daughter dances. I also had to explain what living paycheck to paycheck really meant. And for us kids, it meant that sometimes Santa didn't come on the right day, or that we had to make something out of nothing when there was no food in the refrigerator. My mom worked every day, but there were 7 of us, and it wasn't always enough. It was hard. But that was when I decided that education was important. It was the only way that I could help my mom while helping myself at the same time. I live in an area where 10-year-olds are on the corner smoking, and people get shot in front of their own houses. That is not something I want for my brothers and sisters. Younger siblings look up to those that are older, and it is my hope that when they see me graduate, that's something that they'll want for themselves. I've always been an overachiever. I do the best that I can, but I'm aware that no one is perfect. Why am I crying? Is it? My brothers and sisters are my motivation. They're the reason I work so hard. They are the reason that I harass my teachers to let me graduate early. Stay over there. They're the reason that I'm going to the University of Connecticut psych major in the fall. I want to be the person that encourages them to do whatever it is that they want to do. I want them to understand that even if they don't have the money or emotional support from whoever, they can do anything they dream of if they want it enough. Success. I believe success is working hard to accomplish your goals. It is celebrating the tiny goals you have accomplished while working on your ultimate goals. Success is accepting the fact that there will be hardships, but continuing on anyway, because you know at the end result is greater than any challenge you'll ever face. Thank you.
Our final essay will be from Johnny Torres.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Johnny Torres, and I'm a student at Hartford Public High School Nursing Academy. My essay is titled Drive. The shrill screams of my mother calling for help, and my father's heavy breathing with the stench of alcohol. I can only imagine how my mother felt having to deal with being beaten every day. I know she felt like giving up, but she didn't. My father died December 3rd, 2003 from the very thing he loved most, alcohol. Even though he was abusive, he helped around the house a great deal because my mother worked and had to leave 4 children at home. He would stay home when she worked. When he died, my mother struggled, became that much greater. But she didn't have to endure coming home and being physically abused. She was a single mother trying to support 4 children. She battled depression and anxiety, which took a toll on me and my own life for wanting to be there for her. And trying to be there for her, I was losing the one thing that would help me gain success, my education. My mother always told me that education is the key to success. Living in a place where poverty consumes the city, you see how people begin to place you into those stereotypes that in the Hartford case are known for. High school dropouts that are drug involved and end up in jail. Leaving school, cutting class, and not caring about my grades became normal to me around my 9th and beginning of 10th grade years. I came to realize that what I was doing wasn't helping me, nor helping my mother. The depression was getting worse. I had to change. I had to start doing what I had to do. Although I hated the stereotypes, I was beginning to fit in. I stopped giving up and rebelling, then started to strive and do the best I absolutely can. I stopped hanging around with the kids that I had been friends with since middle school. I started paying attention in class and completing homework. My mother became happier, and she was proud of me as she saw that my grades were improving in challenging honor classes. I knew then that in order for her to get better with her depression and anxiety, I had to continue to get good grades. I now had a vision that I needed to fulfill. College is that vision, and the next big step into my life and new career. Yes, life is hard, but whoever said it was going to be easy. I finally came to a realization that my education is my main priority. I am a young man who wants to become something in his life. I want to change the stereotypes that have been placed around me. Growing up facing so many challenges and on the verge of losing all hope, seeing my mother so close to giving up and not having anyone there for her but myself. Life has been very rocky. I lived day by day helping her out, but now I help myself out. I became the student that joins Career Beginnings, a program that helps with going to college. I became the student who was selected to participate in SAT Prep and SMSCNA course because teachers see in a student with potential for a four-year college or university. I'll soon be the first in my family to graduate and enter college. Although I have a long way to go, I now know never to let anything interfere, and like my mother always said, education is the key to success. Thank you.
So you can describe it, but hearing it is another entirely. And so I thank you all for witnessing this and understand again that these stories are representative and there are exceptional students throughout this city. So we did go through a judging process and we do have prizes for these fine young men and women. Our panel of judges included our own Pamela Trotman-Reed, who is the vice chair of the consortium and rising chair, Ed Klonowski from Charter Oak State College, who couldn't be here, who is the current chair of the consortium, and Scott Harding, who is the associate dean of the UConn School of Social Work. So that trio of judges, I'm going to now invite Pam Reed up to the podium to help me give away some valuable prizes. It's always very humbling to hear the stories of these students, and you honor us and humble us. So thank you for sharing and participating in this process. So our second runner-up receives a $100 college bookstore credit and a $50 dining card for Hartford restaurants. And the second runner-up is Johnny Torres. Johnny? Our first runner-up receives a $200 college bookstore credit, a $75 dining card for Hartford residents, and a gift card to the Connecticut Science Center. And the first runner-up is Akeem Brown. Akeem? Our third place finisher receives a $300 college bookstore credit, a $100 dining card for Hartford restaurants, and a gift card to the Spotlight Theater in Hartford. The third place finisher is Venetia Baxter. And then there were two. Our second place finisher receives an iPad Air from the courtesy of the University of St. Joseph. Thank you. And our second place finisher is Clara Ramirez. That leaves, please welcome the first annual Voices of Hartford Success Essay Contest winner, Jose Angel Ortiz. Courtesy of that, Jose will be receiving 4 round-trip plane tickets to anywhere in the contiguous United States. Thank you, Pam Reed, and I'm going to turn us over for some closing thoughts to Dr. Shelley Best, who is President and CEO of the Conference of Churches and a Hartford District Board of Education board member. Dr. Best?
We've had an incredible time tonight listening to the stories of such stellar individuals. You have inspired each and every one of us and helped each one of us see that we need to do better. You have done so much with so little. We know that the best is ahead of you because you have the power to do so much. And so in some ways I'm intimidated to be a speaker after hearing these essays. Who am I up here after these people have said what they've had to say? And so one thing that I do want to present to you is I think that as a community it's a wonderful thing to open space so people's voices can be heard. And so I want to take a moment to recognize all that work to create this day, the sponsors, the volunteers, etc., because it's so important to hear other people's voices. Let's give them a round of applause. So I have a few thoughts for you. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Yes, you each have been through a whole lot of things. And you might still be going through things right now. But in many ways, that is behind you. And the future path your life could take is beyond imagination. It's amazing. You've already exceeded so many expectations that the best truly is ahead. I know that feeling, to have an image in my mind of what I wanted to do with my life, and then to step out on a limb to do something that's different than what my friends or my family were doing. And then to take a look around and see that not only am I out on a limb, but the limb is gone. I'm suspended in midair. Because when you follow your dreams, life has a way of taking you places even beyond your dreams. So I commend each one of you for having courage. And so there are things that have happened in your life. And really, the key thing is to have some dreams that you will continue to pursue. Much of life does indeed depend on what's inside of you and whether or not you have the tenacity to persevere. Because so very often people want to quit. And I'm sure you've had your times where you wanted to quit as well. But the key thing is to draw on that thing on the inside that helps you to persevere. Each one of you are very strong individuals. That's an inner kind of strength. You are powerful individuals. You are resilient, meaning you just bounced back from some things and you took a licking and you keep on ticking, you keep on pressing your way, and that is the power and the key to success. You are each dreamers and you've made your dreams come true. You've made some doubters wrong. I can remember when I was an undergrad and pressing my way in college, and yes, everyone's celebrating the fact that you're getting out of high school and you're going into college, but you all know it's not going to be easy street. There's going to be some hard times in college as well. And I can remember being in college and being the only person of color in that classroom. I take that back. There was one other person of color along with me. And we were struggling in one particular class that was for our major. And so the professor had decided that both of us were not going to make it, and he decided to have meetings with us individually. And the professor took us in his office, and that was intimidating to me. And he looked me in the eye and he said, "You're not college material. You really should drop out." But I said to myself, I don't care what he has to say. I'm going to keep pressing my way until they put me out. So I say to you, there's going to be doubters that come in your way. Push them to the side and know that you have a strength inside of you that will help you persevere. Without a doubt, dreams are the seeds that we plant for our future, so keep dreaming. Thoreau once said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life that you imagine. The future truly belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So I want to leave you with some thoughts to sustain you on the journey. First of all, I had an elder that was in my life. And I think for each of us, we have to find some wise people, some mentors that we choose. Mentors usually don't choose you. You have to choose the mentor. If you see somebody with a spark, you grab a hold of them and you stick with them until they say they're not going to stick with you. We each have to find mentors that we're going to learn from. So there was an elder that he had spark and he had wisdom, and I decided to hold on to him. And he told me a story one day that I've always held on to. He said, I want to tell you about a mythical beast. It's an ape-like creature. It's huge. It has no hair on its back, and it has a very hairy chest. And when it comes at you, you've got to grab it. The name of the beast is opportunist, or opportunity. When it comes at you, grab a hold of it, because when it goes by, there's nothing to grab onto. And so you're living in a season of life where there's opportunities for you. Grab a hold of them. Don't regret that you let it go by. Grab a hold of it, because that will continue to propel you in your future. And so I want to give you 5 W's of life. Without a doubt, who you are is what makes you special. Don't change yourself for anyone. Don't pretend to be somebody else. Who you are is what makes you special. What lies ahead will always be a mystery. So don't be afraid to explore. In other words, looking around the corner and going in some different rooms and having new experiences can be scary. You're going to have a whole lot of new experiences, but don't be afraid to explore. Try it out. Go and take a look. And when life pushes you over, you've got to push yourself back up. Life will push you over, but get back up. When I was young, there was this little clown that we would punch and it would go down, pop back up, and you hit it again, it goes back down and comes back up, and that's life. When you get those hits, get back up again. And where there are choices to make sure that you make choices that you won't regret. It's a funny thing when you're young, you can't quite see what the future will be, so you have to make decisions that are good decisions for the time based on what you know. Now, you might find it hard to believe that in my former life, I was in the military as a young person. That's how I helped pay for my college education. And so there was a weekend where all of us went out on the weekend to get tattoos. And so I had to make a decision. Some of my friends were getting tattoos on their upper arm or their chest or on their neck. One of my friends got a tattoo of a rabbit on her neck. We were 18, we were 19 years old. And in that moment, I had to make a decision for myself. I had no idea who I would be later in life. But I said, let me not get a tattoo someplace where it will show, just in case I become a classy lady. So I say to you, make choices that you won't regret. Life is about choices, so think first and decide, is this going to be a good choice for my future? And why things happen? We'll never be certain. Things just do happen, but we learn to take things in stride and keep moving forward. So, I leave you now with a blessing as you go forward in your life. May you be blessed with courage to pursue your dreams in the face of discouragement. May you be blessed with passion to find a career path you love and a life purpose you live in the midst of friends and family. And may you be blessed with the foolishness to think that you can make a difference in the world so that you will do all the things others tell you can't be done. Go, be successful, do well in life. Congratulations.
Thank you all so much for coming. Students, thank you, congratulations, and good luck in the future. On behalf of Edna, I think I'll invite you to some receptions behind the curtain, to some refreshments behind the curtain. Thank you all so much.